Hey, how you doing? My name's Ryan, and today we are continuing to build this year's Halloween costume, Thor from Infinity War. We are approaching the home stretch. This is it. Now we are adding the finishing touches and detail work to both the costume and the Stormbreaker. I could not be happier with how this has been turning out. I am super pleased with all the little touches, and now it's time to wrap it all together. I'm going to start with some detail paintwork. I'm going to add some silver and dark gray to both the costume pieces, and then some black and brown to Stormbreaker. I always find that detail work is when the costume really comes to life, because right now it looks very flat, almost, dare I say, two-dimensional, but with some weathering effects and some little touches of color here and there, it's going to pop and it's going to shine, much like the Spider-Man costume. Paint some silver onto these circular balls. Using an old brush because that just helps with the sort of wacky application. What's cool is that when painting black foam silver, sometimes the black foam will absorb some of the color, so even if you apply too thick of a coat, it dulls it down a little bit. And now I'm going to add some dark gray. Using the exact same brush because I want this to be a little bit, not sloppy, but not as pristine. This will just kind of give me three tones to work with: black, dark gray, and silver. I might even go over with a little bit more black at the end. Can't do what I did last time with Spider-Man. I can't add fire to this because the foam will really light up on fire, and that is not a good thing. What's key is that you don't blend the silvers together entirely. You don't want one tone of medium gray. You want little sparkles of light silver and then shadows of dark silver throughout the circles. I think we got these looking pretty darn good, at least for a first coat. I might do a second one of light silver over top of these just to add a bit of shine to it, but I'm liking the way these are turning out. Now, fun little damage technique. If you want to add some scarring or a little bit of claw marks on the costume, take your dirty brush, dip it into some light silver, or whatever color you think would be an appropriate scratch, and just very lightly go right across it. Get lovely little claw marks, and it looks like it was Kevlar that's been scratched, or metal that's been scratched. Alright, time to go in for the highlights. Have my metallic silver, my shiny metallic silver. Oh, that's really bright. Okay. It's also really liquidy. See if I can get a nice just shine on these pieces without blending it too much. I'm also using some dark gray to add some wear effect on the black vest. So if you actually brush it in all the way and almost like rub it in, you can kind of get it to look like it's just been used up. Stain work. I'm going to do this sort of in the places I think would have the most wear. So any little crack, crevice, or really fine detail work, that'll probably be damaged the most first. Time to go in with a little bit of black, just to darken up some areas here and there, and to cover up any unwanted scratches or anything that I think I might have overdone. It looks like the black is a little bit darker than the black spray paint that I used to paint the whole vest. So this means I can add some shadow work, which is also a plus. Black acrylic paint is also really good for burn marks on costumes, as is Sharpie. So if you don't actually have a lighter or you don't feel safe burning the material, poke a tiny hole, paint the edges black, and rub it in a little bit. Keep it a little bit flaky though, if you can. This is one of my favorite parts of costume building. It just is almost therapeutic. But I'm gonna stop for now, at least for the costume part. I still have Stormbreaker to detail work. Now for Stormbreaker, because I already did a two-tone paint job, a coat of black first, then a coat of silver on top, there's not so much to do here, but I still can add some wear and tear and some touch-ups. I'm going to start with some wear and tear, add some black, and once again finding the parts of the prop that I think would take the most amount of wear, and that's of course going to be the back of the hammer piece and the front of the axe, where the actual point is. A pretty common point. Dirty it up a little bit. Cool. It's not as much of a significant difference than the costume, but it's a difference that I will notice. Now I also bought a different tone of brown to add a second color to the branch, but first I probably should wash this brush off. That'll do. The best thing about detail work on Stormbreaker's handle is that I can miss sections. I can be as sloppy as I want. Even if there's a section that I missed with both the dark brown and the light brown detail work, it's gonna look like wood because it's wood. So the detail work on Stormbreaker looks great. It's definitely more subtle than the detail work on the vest, but detail is detail and I'm going to add it. The costume is basically done. All the parts I need to make and build and paint, that's finished. All that's left to do is, well, wait to try to grow a beard out, spike my hair up, and spray it with some dark brown hairspray. I usually have a hard time growing a beard, so I'll check in a few days. Alright, so this is it. This is the almost completed Thor costume. All I'm not missing is the makeup on my face. But I have a rule that until Halloween, I never do everything for the costume. I never wear everything. So this is as close as I can get to showing you guys the finished product without actually breaking that rule. A few things I added. I added a small collar to my neck using some foam and felt. The boots, I had these laying around from my Star Wars cosplay from AwesomeCon. Yeah, I feel awesome in this. I feel kind of incredible. I'm super proud of this. I'm actually a bit speechless. I think this is one of my favorite costumes I've ever had to put on. This is one of my favorite costumes I've ever done. And big shout out to Lindsay for her wonderful work on the arm sleeves, which look great. I have to actually glue that down. Actually, it's down right here. It's a little broken up. And the cape.
Just point out my flaws on the camera.
I'm saying I need to fix it, that's all. So here's the deal. Halloween is on a Wednesday this year. This video will probably go out on a Monday. So, my plan is the following Monday, I'm going to put all the Halloween costume videos into one mega video, and at the end of it, I'm going to show you some footage of me wearing this to work. Because you bet I'm wearing this costume to work. I worked a whole month on this, and I'm wearing this costume to my job. So we'll see some good reactions, hopefully. And as always, if you like this video, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching!